Hi friends, you welcome to Sri Guru Raghavendra Banking Coaching Center. So in this particular session, we are going to discuss the burning issues or 2025 summits. So which are in news, then we are discussing. Then we are not going beyond that. So summits important for 2025, then we are discussing. And then I'm starting with the first and foremost one. Yeah. The foremost one is the COP 30th summit or COP 30th meeting. COP 30. There is enough chance to get asked this particular one. COP 30 summit or meeting, we can say, which is observed in 2025 November. A COP meeting or COP summit, we can say. So like here the venue, the place, the host country is very important for us for our examination. We have to focus on that. In most of the cases, then they ask like where this particular summit or meeting observed. Meeting observed. So like here a COP, a conference on parties. COP stands for Conference on Parties. The 30th meeting. And this is observed at Belém, BELEM of Brazil, 30th in number, a COP summit. So generally in these COP summits, like they discuss something about the climate change issues. వాతావరణ మార్పుల గురించి మాట్లాడతారు. Climate change issues. So like if you started discussing something about climate change, we have to know something about UNFCCC. So in COP summits, then they discuss about this particular climate change. So for that, the responsible entity is United Nations Framework Conference on Climate Change. United Nations Framework Conference on a Climate Change. This is the responsible entity which looks after the climate change issues in the world. UNFCCC. So likewise, if you observe the COP 28, this is the 30th one, that is in Belém. COP 28 was observed in Dubai. In Dubai, that is United Arab Emirates. In 2023, COP 28 and COP 29 was observed in Baku. Baku is the capital of Azerbaijan. And which was observed in 2024 and 24 and 25. Then that is Belém of Brazil, COP 30. So the first COP summit was observed. The first COP summit that was COP 1 observed in 1995 in Berlin, Germany. And the subsequent summits have been held annually in different locations around the world to discuss climate action. So, the organization responsible for these climate actions is UNFCCC, and the COP 31 will be at Antalya of Turkey, Antalya, which will observe in Turkey 2026. And COP 32 also then announced, the bidding was completed, and which will be at Addis Ababa, This is located in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia 2027. The first summit 1995, Berlin, Germany. And like every time then we discuss about this ISA, Indian Solar Alliance. By the time we discuss about COP 21, that was observed in Paris 2015. So, this Indian Solar Alliance then prepared, introduced in COP 21 meeting that was observed in Paris 2015. So, UNFCCC, United Nations Climate Change Conference, or we can say United Nations Framework Conference on Climate Change, UNFCCC, then this is the responsible entity then which looks after this particular one, and different in different year then they conduct this particular climate change related conferences to understand better about the climate changes in the society, and to negotiate different types of protocols as well. That is the context here we have. So, try to focus on this particular one, certainly then there is a chance to get asked. So, first conference observed in COP, observed in 1995, that is the one important one here we have. So, recently announced these bidding completed COP 31, 32 as well, important. This UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention, Conference or Convention, a convention on climate change. Its headquarters located at Bonn, Germany. Its headquarters located Bonn, Germany. That is the one. So, most important one, COP 30th summit. Second, then they will ask one question. Recent summit observed in November at Belém, Brazil. And COP 28 was Dubai, 29 Baku, Azerbaijan. And the first COP summit observed in 1995 in Berlin, Germany. And then the UNFCCC headquarters located in Germany, Bonn. 31, 32 summits, Antalya, Addis Ababa, then observed. Then we will observe in 26 and 27. Moving to the next one, the one more summit then we discuss about, G20 summit. Recent summits only then I am focusing, then I am not going with the previous or different existing summit. G20 summit, or this is the 20th heads of countries or members meeting, heads of member nations meeting. This is observed on 22nd, 23rd November. Yeah, G20. So, heads of, be clear with this particular summits, then they are a bit related as well. So 20th G20 summit, the heads of countries, heads of the nations is observed in I'll write here G20 heads of nations apex meeting. It's observed in Johannesburg of South Africa. Johannesburg of South Africa. This is one of the capitals of South Africa. From November 22nd, 23rd. So be clear with this particular one, G20 summit. Important one, G20 summit, G20. And 2026 G20 summit. G20 summit is going to get observed in Doral Golf Club of US. So this was officially announced by the president of US, Donald Trump. Donald Trump announced this one officially. The next summit will be in this US. Officially, this particular G20 nations, then if you observe, G20, 19 countries plus European Union, altogether 20. This was officially started as a group which looks after economic conditions of the nation. Now then, it's giving priority to all the sectors, all areas. Now it's looking after all areas of development or inclusive development. Earlier only then it's used to look on economic conditions of the member nations. G20. So anyways, like India is member, then 3 continents, Asia, Africa and America. These 3 continents are contributing more and more nations are contributing from these particular areas. So very important summit, this is G20 summit. G20 certainly then in our examination they ask recently where it is observed, like this particular summit announced in the next summit, where will they conduct, and these type of questions they ask. So G20 Johannesburg Summit 2025, 20th G20 Summit held in Johannesburg, South Africa, became the first ever G20 Summit hosted on the African continent. And the speciality is that this is the first ever G20 Summit held in African continent. African continent lo jarigina మొట్టమొదటి G20 సమ్మిట్ అనమాట. సో అందుకని దీనికి స్పెషాలిటీ ఉంది ఆఫ్రికన్ కాంటినెంట్లో. అండర్ ద థీమ్, దీని థీమ్ ఏంటి అని అంటే థీమ్ ఫర్ ద G20 2025 థీమ్ వచ్చేటప్పటికి సాలిడారిటీ solidarity, equality, sustainability. Solidarity, equality, sustainability. The summit centered global South priorities and secured the adoption of the G20 Johannesburg Leaders Declaration. So then if you observe the key highlights of this particular program or this particular meeting, and in this particular meeting they focused on multilateralism. Though multilateral cooperation. So multilateral cooperation they discussed about. Multilateral cooperation they focused on. Multilateral cooperation. So addressing the conflicts and inequality and humanitarian suffering. Humanitarian suffering. These were addressed in this particular summit, G20 summit. The speciality is that this is the first time then this G20 summit is observed in African nation, African continent. So ఈ పర్టికులర్ సమిట్ ఎందుకు వెరీ సిగ్నిఫికెంట్ అంటే ఎందుకు స్పెషల్ రోల్ ప్లే చేస్తుంది అని అంటే లైక్ G20 అఫీషియల్గా మనకి ఈ G20 వాజ్ క్రియేటెడ్ అట్ ద టైమ్ ఆఫ్ ఫినాన్షియల్ క్రైసిస్ 97-98 టైంలో ఏషియన్ ఫినాన్షియల్ క్రైసిస్ వచ్చినప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేశారు G20 సమ్మిట్ని. ఫినాన్స్ మినిస్టర్స్ అండ్ సెంట్రల్ బ్యాంక్ గవర్నర్స్ టు స్ట్రెంథెన్ ద గ్లోబల్ ఫినాన్షియల్ స్టెబిలిటీ పెంచడానికి దీన్ని ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేయడం జరిగిందనమాట. ఈ లీడర్స్ లెవెల్ని దీన్ని అప్గ్రేడ్ చేశారు 2008-9లో దీన్ని అప్గ్రేడ్ చేయడం జరిగింది. ఎలివేటెడ్ డ్యూరింగ్ గ్లోబల్ ఫినాన్షియల్ క్రైసిస్ అనమాట. 2008-9లో గ్లోబల్ ఫినాన్షియల్ క్రైసిస్ టైంలో దీన్ని కొంచెం అప్గ్రేడ్ చేశారు. అంటే దీన్ని ఏంటి అని అంటే లైక్ ఒక ఎకనామిక్ కండిషన్స్కే పరిమితం కాకుండా ఆల్ ఏరియాస్ మీ డెవలప్మెంట్ కోసం ఫోకస్ చేయాలి అనే కాంటెక్స్ట్ తీసుకొచ్చారు. సో దెన్ G20 ఈజ్ ద ఇన్ఫార్మల్ గ్రూపింగ్ 19 మేజర్ ఎకానమీస్ అలాంగ్ విత్ యూరోపియన్ యూనియన్ అండ్ ద ఆఫ్రికన్ యూనియన్. యూరోపియన్ యూనియన్తో పాటు ఆఫ్రికన్ యూనియన్ కూడా ఉంటుంది. అండ్ యూరోపియన్ యూనియన్ అండ్ ఆఫ్రికన్ యూనియన్ ఆల్ టుగెదర్ 20+ ఉంటాయి ఇక్కడ. ఇండియా ఈజ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్స్ ఫౌండింగ్ మెంబర్స్. ఇండియా ఫౌండింగ్ మెంబర్ ఏషియన్ కాంటెక్స్ట్లో ఇండియా ఈజ్ ఫౌండింగ్ మెంబర్. స్టార్ట్ అయినప్పటి నుంచి ఈ పర్టికులర్ ఎంటిటీ స్టార్ట్ అయినప్పటి నుంచి ఇండియా దీనిలో ఉంది అనమాట. కాబట్టి ఇట్స్ అ ఫౌండింగ్ మెంబర్. సో గ్లోబల్ ఎకానమీని ఒక షేప్ తీసుకురావడానికి G20 చాలా స్పెషల్గా ఫోకస్ చేస్తుంది. కాబట్టి దీనికి ఇట్ హ్యాస్ గాట్ వెరీ స్పెషల్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ అనమాట. సో లైక్ ఇక్కడ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఫినాన్సింగ్ కోసం వరల్డ్ బ్యాంక్ అండ్ IMF ఫినాన్షియల్ సపోర్ట్ చేయడానికి, ఈ మెంబర్ నేషన్స్కి ఫినాన్షియల్ సపోర్ట్ చేయడానికి దాన్ని G20 సమ్మిట్ పార్టిసిపేషన్ చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ రోల్ ప్లే చేస్తుంది అనమాట. దట్ ఈస్ అ కాంటెక్స్ట్. దట్ ఈస్ అ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ఈస్ అ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అబౌట్ G20. Certainly then there is a chance to get asked a question from this particular area. Moving to the next one. And the next one, the BRICS summit. These are first three are very important one. This was observed on 2025 July month. BRICS. This is the 17th BRICS. G20 is the 20th G20 summit, and COP is the 30th COP, and BRICS is the 17th BRICS summit. So no need to discuss more about this BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. These nations are part of this particular one. These nations, these 5 nations. The recent nation joined in this one is South Africa, is not a founder member. So G20, BRICS 17th summit. This was observed in 6th, 7th of July 2025. This was observed in Rio de Janeiro, of Brazil. Rio de Janeiro of Brazil. And like Brazil, Russia, India, China, this Brazil, Russia, India, China, these nations joined together. The BRIC was started. This BRIC was started in 2009 officially, and then in 2010, then this South Africa joined this one. The BRIC became BRICS now. That is the context here. BRIC loki BRICS South Africa join avadamto BRICS ga marindi. Last year in 2024 we have Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. We discussed 32nd COP, Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. So Ethiopia, UAE joined this particular group, and then later they Saudi Arabia later asked to get joined this particular group. So with this particular one, the 5 nations showed interest towards this. Then the number became 10. The member nations became 10. And still several countries are ready to get joined in this particular group, like Turkey, Azerbaijan, Malaysia. Then they applied to join. The countries applied to join: Turkey we can call, and Azerbaijan and Malaysia. These were applied to join. Very soon they are going to get joined. And recently 11th nation in 2025, 11th nation Indonesia joined in this particular group. And Nigeria in 2025, Nigeria joined as a partnership nation in BRICS partnership nation, not a member, is a partner nation. In 2025, Nigeria joined as a partnership nation in this particular one. Partnership nation in this particular group. That is the one. Important one. Moving to the next one. Next summit. Next one is SCO, the heads of government meeting. SCO, heads of government summit 2025. Heads of government summit. This is as well important one. Be clear, SCO, member nations defense ministers summit also there. Don't get confused with this one. Heads of government summit. This is in number 25th one. 25th, 2025, 25th summit. 25th summit. Then this was observed in Tianjin of China. So heads of government summit observed in Tianjin of China, August 31st to September 1st of 2025. And with the theme, they introduced this with the theme upholding the Shanghai spirit. Upholding the Shanghai spirit. Upholding the Shanghai spirit. SEO on the move. SEO on the move. This is the one. So Tianjin, don't get confused with this. Then the SEO member nations, defense ministers, summit. It's observed in 2025, June 25th at Qingdao of China. It's two summits in China, but this is the Defense Minister Summit, Member Nations Defense Minister Summit. This is a Heads of Government Summit. Heads of Government Summit. That's the general difference we should know. And the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO, like it's an entity like a SCO, which was the starting member nations, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, then which was officially holding very good grip on the Asia and Europe. And the members of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization officially started in 90s, and then this was expanded in 2001, officially in 2001. So like officially one of the most influential intergovernmental regional organizations in the world, the SCO, and which focuses on generally focuses on security, political stability, and economic cooperation among member nations. And cultural exchange also added, cultural exchange, సంస్కృతి మార్పిడి అంటాం అన్నమాట. సో దాన్ని కూడా, సో అఫీషియల్గా దెన్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ వన్ షాంఘై కోఆపరేషన్, షాంఘై 5 officially started. Shanghai 5, this was officially started in 1996 and it's renamed as Shanghai Cooperation Organization in 2001. In 2001, which consists of China, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, these nations. So addresses the common security threats, terrorism, XYZ, these political, economic cooperation, political stability, and this. So in 2017, India and Pakistan joined this group. Shanghai Cooperation Organization. In 2017, India joined this particular group. So Shanghai Cooperation Organization, nearly then it holds 40% of the global population. SCO holds 40% of a global population, 25% of the global GDP. That is a special thing here. So 25th SCO summit observed in 25th summit observed in Tianjin, and like the SCO members member nations defense ministers summit then observed in Qingdao, China. There is a context here. Shanghai Cooperation Organization. As of August 2025, the SCO has 10 permanent member states and 17 SCO partners. Shanghai Cooperation Organization partners are SCO partners are 17, and SCO member nations now members are 10. Don't get confused with BRICS and SCO. BRICS as well 10 member nations. 11th was Indonesia. Indonesia joined as 11th member in BRICS. But here SCO member nations are 10. SCO member nations 10, and then India is member in this particular one, and even BRICS, India is member in BRICS as well. The permanent members or founding members, as we know, like as we discussed, like China, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, these joined in 2001. India, Pakistan joined in 2017. So both countries joined members, and in 2016 Uzbekistan joined as a member. In 2017 India and Pak joined as members. So this 5 plus 2, 7 and 8 member nations. In 2023 Iran joined. 2023 Iran joined as member, and as a full-time member, and in 2024 we have Belarus joined. Be clear with this particular one. Belarus joined in this particular group. Belarus has its own speciality. Like then Belarus is we discussed under while discussing Belarus, we discussed while we focused on the hunger index, global hunger index, then the top country, the global hunger index wise, Belarus we discussed. So now the 10 member nations, then if you observe, China, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, India and Pakistan, Iran and Belarus. 10 nations, 10 member nations. This is all about our SCO, the important one as well. Then we have to focus on this one. Focus on this particular one, important one. And moving to the next one. Yeah, 9th Mobile Congress. The Mobile Congress observed. Mobile Congress 2025, that is in number 9th Mobile Congress 2025 observed in New Delhi. Ninth India Mobile Congress. Congress means here like a gathering, and with the theme 2025 theme, then if you observe, innovate to transform. Innovate to transform is a theme here. So India Mobile Congress observed in New Delhi 2025. And Commonwealth Parliamentary Summit. Commonwealth Parliamentary Summit 2025, Commonwealth Parliamentary Summit 2025 observed in Barbados. Observed in Barbados, Bridgetown. Bridgetown is a city then of Barbados. This particular summit observed 68th Commonwealth, 68th in number, 68th Commonwealth Parliamentary Summit. This was asked as well, important one. So parliamentary meeting, and for this particular one, for this particular meeting, our Lok Sabha Speaker, India's Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla attended this particular one, the parliamentary meeting. And then the theme, if you observe, theme of this one for the year 2025, if you observe, the Commonwealth, a global partner. A global partner. The Commonwealth, a global partner, is the theme for the year 2025. 2025. It's an important one. And moving to the next one. The World Green Economy Summit. World Green Economy Summit. Green Economy Summit 2025. This in number 11th, the World Green Economy Summit. The summit observed in Dubai. Dubai. World Trade Center of Dubai, of United Arab Emirates, UAE. And then theme, if you observe, so for each and every summit, then they are coming up with the themes. Innovating for impact, accelerating the future of the green economy. Future of the green economy. There is a Green Economy Summit observed in Dubai. Green Economy Summit. And one more summit like India-Japan annual Apex meeting. Annual Apex Summit or Apex meeting. This one observed this in number 11th one, 15th one. India-Japan 15th Annual Apex Summit. For this, like the Prime Minister of India, Namo, and then Japan counterpart, Shigeru Ishiba. Attended this particular annual meeting. So then a very special one as well, special meeting, then annual meeting, India and Japan. This was observed in Japan, Tokyo. So this was observed in Japan, Tokyo. So annual apex meeting. Generally then this was observed on August actually. August 29th, 30th, 2025. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Shigeru Ishiba adopted a joint vision for the next decade. They adopted joint vision for next decade. That is a point. This is the special strategic and global partnership. Special partnership and global special strategic and global special strategic and global partnership, a global partnership advancing summit. So between two nations, special strategic and a global partnership advancing a summit. Moving to the next one and have a look at the one more summit. Celiacon 2025. That is Celiacon 2025 summit observed in New Delhi 2025 July 13th to 15th is a national summit or meeting. Celiacon. So sometimes like these type of simple and like one line questions also they ask. So we should ready for the particular areas as well. Celiacon. This Celiacon, not Celiacon, Celiacon. This summit observed during this particular period. Then this is in this particular summit. Then they discussed about Shalya Tantra. Shalya Tantra. This Shalya Tantra, another entity which is the branch of Ayurveda. Branch of Ayurveda concerning with the surgery related one annamata ayurvedalo danni shalyaka antaru shalyakon antam. Idi third national conference organized by All India Institute of Ayurveda, AIIA, New Delhi. So Shalya Tantra is the name given to that one. And one more summit we have, eighteenth Pravasa Bharati Divas. Pravasa Bharatiya Divas. Pravasa Bharati Divas. Generally then this is observed on January month. January 9th. This Pravasa Bharati Divas, PBD, observed. So January 9th is called Pravasa Bharati Divas. And 18th Pravasa Bharati Divas, 18th Pravasa Bharati Divas observed observed in Bhubaneswar of Odisha. And then here, like, chief guest is important. Chief guest was the Trinidad and Tobago, the president, Trinidad and Tobago, the president, Trinidad and Tobago president, Christina Clara. The Trinidad and Tobago president, chief guest for our Pravasa Bharati Divas. Pravasa Bharati Divas, that is in 18th number. This particular one celebrated on the occasion of the Mahatma Gandhi return from South Africa. On 1915, January 9th, Mahatma Gandhi was returned from South Africa. So that particular day is observed as a Pravasa Bharati Divas. Pravasa Bharati Divas, important one. That is one. And moving to the next one, Gnana Bharatam. Gyan Bharat. So, is an international summit, international meeting. Gyan Bharatam. Telugulo Gnana Bharatam antam. So in Hindi it's Gyan Bharat. Gnan Bharatam. International Summit 2025. Then observed between September 11th to 13th at New Delhi. So Prime Minister attended this particular meeting, discusses about the knowledge, the heritage of the India, and then related information, related context. The theme is reclaiming India knowledge legacy, reclaiming India knowledge legacy through manuscript. So manakunna manuscripts ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో ఈ manuscript heritage ఏదైతే ఉందో ఇండియాకి దెన్ ఇండియా యొక్క నాలెడ్జ్ని రిక్లెయిమ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు దాని ద్వారా అని చెప్తున్నారు అనమాట. దట్ ఇస్ అ కాంటెక్స్ట్. అండ్ వన్ మోర్ హియర్ వీ హ్యావ్ సెమీకాన్ ఇండియా. సెమీకాన్ ఇండియా కూడా న్యూఢిల్లీలోనే. సెమీకాన్ ఇండియా 2025 అబ్జర్వ్డ్ ఇన్ న్యూఢిల్లీ. From September 2nd to 4th. Semicon India 2025, which completely about the semiconductor devices, their production and those. And they introduced with the theme, building the next semiconductor powerhouse. Building the next semiconductor powerhouse. Semiconductor powerhouse. And 28th National E-Governance Summit. Summit is nothing but meeting. E-governance, electronic governance, electronic పరిపాలన అన్నమాట. E-governance ఇది ఎక్కడ జరిగింది అంటే లైక్ September 22nd and 23rd. This was observed at Visakhapatnam, Vizag, Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. NCEG, this is called. So National Conference on National Conference on Electronic Governance. Conference on Electronic Governance. And here like for knowledge partner for this particular NCEG is IIM Visakhapatnam. And the theme for this particular one, Vikasit Bharat, Vikasit Bharat, the government services in a government services digital transformation or digital transformation of government services. Digital transformation of government services. This is the main motto or theme of this particular program. National Governance E-Governance Summit. And one more here we have, like we are taking as 13th or next one, it's important one, G7 Summit. G7 Summit 2025, that is 51st one, 51st G7 Summit. G7 Summit. So group of 7 nations, these are developed nations, developed countries. So like 51st Summit in 2025 observed in Alberta, Kananaskis of Canada for 51st Summit from June 15th to 17th, 51st Summit. So here like the importance of this summit is all the developed economies are part of this one. Developed economies, are member nations of this one. So all India developed economies are part of this particular one. So G7 member nations, then if you observe, like your US, UK, Canada, Italy, Germany, France and Japan. These are the member nations, developed nations or industrially developed countries then we call. Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, United Kingdom and United States. These nations meet to discuss the global economic and financial issues. Then every year they meet to discuss about the global economic and financial issues and other challenges like climate change and security kind of things. So, but European Union also represent these meetings, and India also attends this meeting based on the given permission or given permission to join, or if they ask the India to get joined, then India will also join this particular one meeting. But India is not member in this one. India is not a member. So European Union also non-enumerated member. European Union is a non-enumerated, non-enumerated country ante count cheyani group ani, non-enumerated group, count cheyani group anamata, non-enumerated. That is the one. And like 51st summit observed in Kananaskis of Canada, and the 52nd summit 2026 will observe in France, the Haute Savoie of France. And then 57th summit, 52nd summit will observe in France. There is a context here. Group of 7 nations. A special group, then only Asian nation member of G7 group. G7 group is Japan. Only member nation part of this one is Japan. Japan is the member. So the first summit of G7, the first summit observed in 1975 at France. First summit, host country France, and the 52nd summit will be in France now. 52nd summit officially announced France, and the 53rd not yet confirmed, but like there is a chance to get observed in US. That is the context here we have. So the theme for the 51st summit, then if you observe, the peace and security, a digital and energy transitions, and fair global partnership. This is the theme for this particular meeting. And moving to the next one, and the important one, that is a Quad summit or a Quad group. In 2025, July 2nd, this particular a Quad summit was observed. Quad is a 4-member group. That is Quad foreign ministers meeting. Observed. And this Quad group comprises of India, US, Japan, and Australia. These are the Quad member nations. And then during this particular meeting, in the July meeting, these member nations condemned the Pahalgam attack of the terrorists. So quadrilateral security dialogue. In this particular one, they discussed about the quadrilateral security dialogue. This is a quadrilateral security dialogue. Quad stands in general. Quad stands for a quadrilateral security dialogue. So these 4 nations discussed about this particular. They condemned this particular. The other nations condemned this particular attack of terrorists in Pahalgam, observed in April 22nd. And next one more summit we have, important one, BIMSTEC summit. BIMSTEC. BIMSTEC stands for Bay of Bengal Initiative for Bay of Bengal Initiative for multi-sectoral technology and economic cooperation. Economic cooperation. So this was observed on the Thailand capital Bangkok. And India BIMSTEC India announced during this meeting, India introduced Bodhi, a scheme called Bodhi. This is to address youth of nation, to address the youth of nation and make them stronger. This particular Bodhi scheme announced by the Prime Minister of India during this particular meeting to address the member nations youth. And this is the one. So like here we have, these are most important summits we can observe. And in one more we can say, like Food India Summit. Food India Summit, which was observed, Food India Summit, Food India Summit 2025 is observed from September 25th to 28th at New Delhi's Bharat Mandapam. And with the theme called a processing for prosperity. Processing for a prosperity is a theme. Processing for the prosperity is the theme of this particular summit. So most of the summits that we discussed in Delhi, so try to focus on this one. And one more, Kevadia. The central universities vice chancellors meeting or summit is observed in Kevadia of Gujarat. This particular vice chancellors of central university observed. That's one. These are some of the important summits we have. So try to listen this, and if needed write, so that then you will be stronger in this particular area. So then we'll meet in with the new concepts. Till then, thank you and all the best.